Well, good evening, Steelers. I can see there's already a few of you in. Evening all. Who we on? CC, afternoon or evening. Based in some Australians, eh? Dex, in early. John, good afternoon to you as well. Good afternoon, one and all. And welcome to the live stream. And this time I'll actually remember to put the big lights on, so you can actually probably see what I'm doing this time round. Evening, Steve. More weird shit for you tonight. Salamanders, lizard men for the Kings of War. Excellent. Evening, Carl. Evening, Richard. Good to have you on board. And thanks once again for all the massive amount of stuff you sent through. Evening, Alad. Yeah, I'm not painting tonight, but building tigers and panzer forts. Excellent. Always useful. Always useful. Well, tonight, evening, Andy P. Well, you're all coming in thick and fast. Don't forget, hit that like button if you're enjoying it. Well, give it a little while before you hit it, because you might not enjoy it, you never know. So, tonight, I'm going to finish off the German supports that I got for O Group. So these are the Plastic Soldier Company ones. Well, I say finish them off. I'm going to get the base colours done. I'm going to try to anyway. I'm just going to do some bits and pieces. Evening, Andy. Friends of General Haig. More Blood and Plunder tonight for you. Okay, good stuff. What's everybody else painting? Let me know. So basically, I just need to do straps and putties and equipment on these, and then probably just tidy them up a little bit, and then they are excellent. They are reprinted. Good stuff. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Yeah, they got completely knackered. Yay, O Group, indeed. They got completely knackered with the Windsor and Newton for the first time ever. It frosted, and I think it was because during that heat wave that it knackered the cans up. But they've been all right since. So I don't know what happened with them. Slightly annoying, but here we are. That's where we're at. You're doing some kit bashing, Syrian Civil War era technicals. Excellent. So yeah, I'm going to try to get the equipment and bits and pieces done on these tonight, because that's all that's needed. And then once these are done, that's pretty much all the Germans I need for O Group. I was actually with the Late War Brits tonight. Excellent. What scale, John? 15mm, something else? I'm assuming Dex, you're in 15mm. I was actually writing a script today, or earlier on this evening, for another O Group video that I'm going to be working on. That's going to be my next video, because this weekend I managed to clear my video editing backlog. What we're saying, should we painting something yellow, but been distracted by bidding the kids. It is what it is. Oh, hello, Tiny. She's come to see us. She's got into this method of now jumping up and just taking over. She obviously knows that we're on a live stream. I hope, darling, you're alright. And she wanted to show herself off, the little diva. Oh, yeah, 20mm. Oh yeah, sorry. Had an issue with other varnish, colour forge, humid, hot. Yeah, I wonder if it must be something to do with the weather, Richard. That's all I can think. Because it's never had an issue. I've used it for over a decade and I've never had a single issue with it. I do apologise. You don't come here to watch Tiny, do you? Well, some of you might do, I don't know. Don't get too distracted, though, kids will be yellow. Indeed. So yes, I was writing a script for an O Group video that's going to be a look at training pamphlets of the Second World War and how to use them in O Group. Because it's all based on training pamphlets, and everybody loves a good training pamphlet, and if you don't love a good training pamphlet, you should learn to love a good training pamphlet. Hey up, James, good to have you on board. Carl says he does. You stay for the cap. Yep, absolutely. Me too. She's currently hiding in the I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, if I can show you her where she is at the moment. I'll see if I can move the thing. Yellow kids and clean figures. Tiny stealing the show, of course. She never does anything else. She's got this new little hidey hole now down behind the where my paints are. I'll see if I can see where you are. Oh no, you cannot see it, can you? All you can see there is just the back of it. Let's just move it up a bit. Sorry, I'm getting a couple of seconds lag on my video, so I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's just have a look. Where is she? Come on, Tiny. I don't know if you can make that out. This is not going too well, but there she is. She's in there somewhere. A little swine. There she's come out again. Anyway, I don't. I'll leave it. She'll come out in a second. We're going about evening, so 50mm dismount and nights and gear beyond that I picked up at Colours over the weekend for you. Humidity will kill varnish. Don't varnish anything in South Florida except between December and maybe end of March. Yeah, normally it's not so bad, but it just must have been those really hot days that we had here just over the summer. Normally it doesn't matter what time of year I paint. I use the varnish. It can cope with it, but yeah, that was just very upsetting that you spend all this time doing these things. I mean, at least it wasn't like my entire German O group battalion. It was a handful of things, really. Still annoying now. Excuse me, young lady. Come on out of my way. She's off. She's off somewhere else. So I'm just doing the green-grey at the moment on these things. I don't know if anybody noticed. I put a poll up on the on the community link on the channel as well, asking if anybody would be interested in a question and answer session. And so far, it's pretty much yes. So I'll do one. Rich says Pagan Russ evening and 15mm English 100 Years War archers. Nothing like mixing time periods and figure scales. Absolutely, that's all part of the fun of the hobby, though, isn't it? What it's all about. So has anybody actually played any games this week? Because I didn't this weekend. As I say, what I was doing was basically working on the videos. So I've finally got my Panzer III painting and making video done. I also did a little special quick strike video, because I've not actually done one this year, so I thought I'm going to do one. That's for the 23rd. Am I trying to build up the tension and expectation? Oh, shit. So that's going to be a little special thing coming out. I was pretty chuffed with how it turned out, but it's literally been sat in my to-do list since probably about June, I think. And what else did I do? I was painting 6mm Germans. And that was another little video that, again, they don't take a long time, but it's just sitting down and doing them. And over the last couple of weekends, because I was out at shows and at Chilcon, and then it was also at Ebor Lard, and then I was playing games. Am I getting enough here? 4 games of DBA this weekend. I'd ask any Jim from the SitRep podcast in to record some of it, so there might be a YouTube video. Excellent. That'll be good. Something to look out for. Look forward to. I hope you're still getting the stream. I don't know if it's smooth or not. I keep meaning to upgrade my my Wi-Fi booster, so I do apologise if the stream is a bit crap. Got variable in movement, you never know when. Managed to get 5 games of Flames of War in on the weekend. The UK Nationals, blimey. 5 games. How many did you win? And that's the most important thing. How far did you get up the rank of best Flame of the War gamer? Right. This is a problem now. I start noticing all the bits that I missed before. So Dex, you're not down the club this week, unfortunately, so we still can't start our 29 Let's Go what we call it, campaign, which is a shame because I'm getting a bit desperate to play Chain of Command at the moment. I feel like I'm having withdrawal symptoms from it. I've not played it for such a long time. I just need to get on it. Anyway, there's 20 of you out there watching at the moment. Hit that like button. Go on. Go for it. It'll make you feel better. You know it will. Look, I'm just painting a German sniper there. Just ready for 29, let's go. Well, it's a sniper for O Group, but I've done him on a much bigger base than I normally do because I want to put some what you call it, some bits of foliage and things like that on there as well. Evening, Richard. Good to have you on board. Practice game of Kings on Sunday for you, ready for a local tournament. Glad I'm not the only one who looks at a mini part way through painting and finds a damn bits they miss the first call. Yeah, always the way. Always the way. Sometimes I don't find them until I'm almost finished as well. That's the annoying thing. But then I figure, at the end of the day, this point right now is pretty much the only time that you're ever going to see this figure like that. When it's on the tabletop, you don't notice anything. 3 feet rule. You'll never see any of it. So, don't worry. And that's what Agrax Earthshade is all about. You know, that's the point of it. But I'm just doing the flamethrowers at the moment. These are the individual ones. These are going to be used. These will be Chain of Command ones. And then I've also got a flamethrower team as well, which I'll be using for O Group, or probably could use it in Chain of Command as well, just as long as you show who the casualties are on it. Evening, Tim. Just listening on your drive home. Wow, this is definitely 21st century, isn't it? If you're driving home while listening to this nonsense, must be. Hopefully, you'll get home soon enough. Yeah, this is the flamethrower team. So, I've taken a couple of the men from the Grenadiers box set and then just based them up with the flamethrower itself. So it's just added a little bit to it. So it's got 3 men in it. And yeah, with finishing off all the videos that I've got in my to-do pile, it means I can actually start making other videos now. So I'm going to start working on some of the ones like I've been talking about for ages, doing the ruined house and stuff like that. Not the ruined house, the 3D printed houses. How I paint those. Richard says, you're excited to be going to the LARD event, right, on your doorstep at Watford. Oh, excellent. You're going to that one. Yeah, I saw that Joe had organised it. I'd love to go, but I was looking at the distance and it's like 3.5 hours. Well, 3 hours. From me, so I think it might just be a little bit out of my, unfortunately, just outside of my my travel time. I'll think about it though, and I might just go along anyway. We'll see. Because the thing is, you end up having to stay over and stuff, don't you? That's the problemo, and it gets expensive then. But we'll see. I'll have a think about it. I'd like to go because I want to go and support Joe and actually meet him in person as well. Since we've been chums on Twitter for a long time, it'd be nice to actually meet the bloke. Where are we at? You're working on more Black Sea ships tonight. Loving them so far, including the rigging. Well, there you go. Evening, Jonas. Good to have you on board. Love the Black Sea ships. I'm a British and French Navy already. Have you got F all left to do? Shakos. Evening, Robin. Also listening on the way home. Can we get an audio description version, please? I thought I was doing it. I'm trying my best. It's hard to paint and concentrate and talk all at the same time. This is why I sometimes use these for for doing pacing or preparing figures and things. It just makes it a little bit easier. we already painted these. Yes, we already painted them. What? Repainted them. What's wrong with me? You see, this is the problem. Can't lead not into temptation. It shakes on, I suppose. They are nice, those Black Sea ships. I was playing with them at Ebor Lard, playing Kiss Me Hardy, and they are lovely ships. I don't know how Black Seas plays. I'm sure it's okay, but I've never been a big naval gamer, really. I think I've only ever actually played two naval games, and both of those were Kiss Me Hardy. One was at Steel Lard and one was at Ebor Lard. The two Yorkshire lads. That's the only time I've done it, I think, if I can recall correctly. Right. Doing the motor cruise now. Got bored of 15 mil group. The scale was too big. Really enjoyed Black Seas as a game. I downloaded Kiss Me Hardy but wasn't impressed. That's fair enough. It's a very old game. It could do with a massive shake up, I think, of the rules. But it plays well, and that's all that matters. And we had fun, and that's all that matters. But yeah, it's quite an old one now. I wonder if Nick will ever update it after he's done the Operation Market Garden handbook. We'll see. There's quite a lot of it you could smooth out quite easily. Since half the problem with having figures already based is actually getting back in on the bits. That's the problem. Windy Bell game. What are you going for? 10 mil, 6 mil, smaller, 2 mil, no mil. Well, I'm certainly not breaking a habit of a lifetime. 15 mil all the way for me, baby. There's quite a lot of these to do. I keep forgetting, and then I've got to do all these little detail bits, and it's a slow process of working through. So I do apologise if tonight's quite a quieter one, because it's a lot of detailing more than anything else. So I'm sorry about that. What do you say? You like the wind-based activation in Black Seals? Feels much better than artificial friction like cards. You really are battling the wind. Oh, there's wind in Kiss Me Hardy. That was our problem, because we were tacking into the wind, so it was very difficult. Whereas the British were running rings around us. Our Frenchmen. I think it was the same in the first game I played it as well. We got knocked about a lot. Yeah. Oh, Tiny's left me alone. She's climbed up on the games box. The other thing I was doing recently as well this week, I've been experimenting with making some fields as well for out of what we call it clump foliage. There you go. We get there in the end. I've had some for ages, and I've been meaning to make some fields. I'm trying to find some material to make the fields out of, and I got a load of like corduroy pressed foam basically, and get it from Hobbycraft, and it's only £1 a sheet. So I thought I'd try it out, and I'm quite pleased with it so far. But it's taken an age for the PVA to dry on the clump foliage. But I want some integrated fields rather than having fields and then also hedges as well. They're separate. So I decided to do the two as one. They still need a lot of work because I need to put crops and stuff like that in them as well, but I think they'll look alright when they're finished. That's the plan, at least. What else we saying? On the subject of 15mm DBA, who made the Wallachians? You said you had PCP. You made your own DBR rather than using people's stuff. The fields look good. Cheers, Richard. I'm gonna try them. They're very simple. I will make if I can get it working, I will make a thingy and a tutorial. Who made the Wallachians? It's a very good question, John. It might have been Essex. It's I think there might be Essex. They used it was a company that did they did like DBA armies basically. I think we're talking. I've had them for 15 years. I'll have to have a look on my old blog. Actually, yeah, have a look on the blog. Go to stormofsteelwargaming.com. That's the actual blog address. Go to there, and you'll get and do a search on there for Wallachians, and they should be somewhere on there, and that'll probably tell you where I got them from, because I literally cannot remember. I mean, I could sit here and search for you and find it, but I'll leave you to do that. Yeah, you make all sorts of army packs. I'm fairly sure it was them. Try wood glue. It does grip. However, PVA. If you absolutely cover them in PVA, then they become solid, and then the bits don't fall off. And that's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm happy to wait to have a solid lump rather than something that's just been stuck down that'll break as soon as it gets put in storage. That's the reason I'm using the PVA. The problem it's taking so long to dry is because the first ones I did it with watered down PVA when I should have just used the actual PVA itself, neat PVA, and that's why it's taking so long to dry, because the wet stuff is still drying. It's how I do all my hedges and the little the trees that I did for Blucher as well. They were all done with huge amounts of PVA stuck in everything. Zircon do BBA packs as well, I think. Could be those, yeah. Evening, Paul. Good to tell you on board. I enjoyed your stream the other night. As I stone. Hit that like button, folks. 27 you're watching. There's only 19 likes. Let me have a look. I'm interested myself now to see who actually did it. Blog on the Impaler. It's got to be on here. Vlad and the lads. There we are. Let me put your link in. Yes, it is Essex. I was right. Hooray for me. And my evening, Martin. Good to have you on board. There you go. That's my Vlad the Impaler's army. I can't even remember when that was posted. Gosh, look at how bad those pictures are. And I can't even remember at all how to play DBA. Never mind. They've literally never been on the tabletop. Because I was going to play it with some mates, and we just never ever got around to it. But there you go. That's my DBA stuff. Well, let me just get rid of that. Hopefully that link has worked there, and I haven't been thrown off my own stream for posting spam. I think in DBA terms they're a pretty crap army, because they're it's a lot of light horse, I think, and peasants. So there's nothing particularly hard hitting about it, if I remember correctly. As I said, never go around to using them. It's kind of like my part of my obsession with Romania. I've always been interested in Romania, which is why I've got Second World War Romanian troops, and why me and a pal went there years ago, and I actually sat in Vlad the Impaler's seat in his house in Sighisoara in the restaurant that is now in his house. Cuddly Uncle Vad. Neat PVO, desolated gulf hedges. Yeah. I do find the clump foliage tends to shed bits though. Any tips? Lots of neat PVA, and just absolutely mash it all up in a tub, and then literally just form it into mould it into lumps for you, basically. Yeah, spray varnish as well on top of it. It's one of those things you can't put enough stuff on. I was thinking about getting some spray glue as well, and even dousing it in that. But the ones that I made for Blucher, in fact, they're actually on my old blog again. Let's have a look. Tiny trees, I think it was. Give me a second. Let's have a look. Tiny trees and wee woods. I think. Yes. Here you are. I'll post this up for you. These are a bunch of trees that I made for Blucher, 2mm trees basically, because I wanted them abstract enough. So it kind of shows you how I went through the process of making them, which is nothing really, really simple. And I still use those as little what's it called, little bits of scrubland and things like that in 15mm. So there you go. Hopefully that link will work as well. Right, I'm actually getting these done a lot quicker than I thought I was. I'm going to, so that's good. What I'll do is I'll do all the repair work that needs to be done on them, and there'll be a lot, and then I'll give them a good agraxing. I think that might even be it for tonight. We'll see. We shall see. Never successful mixing water and PVA to spray. Yeah, don't bother. Just mix it all in a tub. Tried high-end and cheap spray bottles. Don't bother. Like literally, put your clump foliage in. Pile a load of PVA all over it. Neat stuff. Get some gloves, and then just mix it up, and then just form it into shapes. Spray glue. Last time I glued my slippers to the floor. You're not diluting it enough. Nah, don't dilute it at all, to be honest. As a fellow creator, I would encourage you to hit the like button. Thanks. Thank you, Todd. Much appreciated. It's the more PVA the better, basically, when it comes to making those things, because you just want them solid. Don't even bother with watering it down, because it'll just take forever. Can assume from experience, if you play with those trees and shrubs in 50mm, don't assume it's cover. Yeah, always ask. Always ask before you start. Yeah, I just put them on as decoration. They look nice. It does mean you get band jacks though, doesn't it? Just noticed. I wonder if he's got looks like he's got a Panzerfaust or something in his pocket, or is he just pleased to see me? I can't tell. You've almost interesting. So dip the foliage. Interesting. Yeah, get the actual foliage completely soaking up the PVA. And what I do is I'll get it into a tub, and then just massage it, massage the PVA into it so that all the foliage itself is wet, and then you can form the foliage into clumps and things yourself with your fingers, and then just literally leave it aside. That's a good thing about winter, is that at least you've got the radiators on, so you can just stick it on the radiators. Well, maybe not this winter. Normally, you've almost mistaken spray glue for matte varnish. Oof. Yeah, there's been a couple of times when I've sometimes picked up a paint when I thought it was a spray varnish. I'd stop myself in time. Yeah, it's there's that moment of horror, isn't there, where you just think, by God, what could have happened? Right, that's them all done. Let's have a look. I made an interesting firefly, indeed. Alright. I wanted to repaint some of these. What I noticed as well, like an idiot, after I'd done them and stuck them on the bases, is I've actually, a couple of these mortars, these big 120mm mortars, I've put the base on upside down. Again, it's one of the things nobody will notice apart from me, but I'll notice it, and that makes me angry, very angry. Right, I just need to neaten these up, and I think I'm ready for the old Agrax Earthshade on them. Oh, I can hear Tiny moving behind me. Go on, there's nearly 30 people watching this. Hit that like button. Say hello in the chat. Tell me what you're painting, if you're painting. Tell me what you're doing if you're not painting. I saw today that there was a new First World War first-person shooter had come out based on the Azonzo campaigns. I was half toying with downloading it, having a look at it. It's only 20 quid, which might tell you how good it is. Give her the price. Might be interesting to see. And have a bit of a laugh at. You're all very quiet. I'm guessing you're either concentrating or watching something else. What's happening out there in Steeler World? Washing up, living the dream. Cracking. Someone's got to do it, Paul. You said you were heading over to you're going to be at CrackCon, aren't you, with Slane, or Slonya to give it its proper name. Is it a good game? Have you played it? You're basing your 28mm Winter Germans for Stalingrad. Good stuff. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I was watching an unboxing of the new Stalingrad expansion for Undaunted Stalingrad. It was on somebody's channel earlier on today. 5 o'clock. That looks pretty good. They've got a really good campaign system in it by the looks of it. Where we at? Martin's washing up. Got caught napping. You're a busy boy now, Martin. You'll have to at least look like I'm working while you're watching this. Good man. Still at work, doing tutorials with pre-sessional students for next term's Ancient History and Archaeology course. Excellent. Good stuff. Well, you've got another archaeologist in the chat, Richard, and the former Martin, and myself, of course. But I'm not in chat. I'm already here. You've done the old drop a small piece under the desk trick. Oh dear. Find the super glue will dry course. You put in getting high on glue fumes. Excellent. Nothing wrong with that. That's what the hobby's all about, getting high off fumes. So what's in the course then, Richard, for your tutorials? So how are you doing tutorials whilst you're watching this? It looks like a good game, but not played yet. Yeah, it certainly looks like nice figures. I've got the Juice Dread one because I'm a big fan of 2000 AD. I like it. It's an alright game. There's a few things I'd change in it. I think if I've not played it for a while. I played it a couple of times on the stream. I was going to do more videos of it, but I just haven't got around to it. But the Juice Dredd game definitely needed a quick reference sheet. I made one and put it up on Board Game Geek because you just can't deal with it. Just had supper. Sadly, not much on the gaming front this week. Going to watch that unboxing video done so when we're done. Yeah, it's good. Can't remember what it's called. Paul Plays or something, I think it's called. 50mm C Mark III Daimler Armoured Cars and Dingoes. Good stuff, David. Latin and Greek revision today. Okay, blimey. I'm between my tutorials, of course. It's quite late to be doing tutorials. They should all be out on the piss, shouldn't they, students? At this time of the night. They've got nothing to get up for. They only do about 3 hours a week, don't they? At least that's what I did. Never did me any harm. I'm at. I might switch from Tamiya Extra Thin to PVA for the basing. I don't feel smarter after basing 40mm models with a hacked up sprues. Okay. Oh, yeah, I get what you're talking about glue, aren't you? You're off your head on glue. I get it. It's a really good idea, using the sprues for rubble. You know, it'd be something that I'd if you could replicate it in 15mm, then it'd be great. Because I did a ruined house. I'll get it in a second. I'll show you. But I had to source some 120 scale bricks for it. So if I could make my own, it'd be a lot better. I'd be a happier man. Let me just show you. Grab it here. So that's the building. I'm going to take some proper photos of it after this stream is finished. When I've got a camera and all that business back together. Let's just see. Let's get them out of the way for you. So all the little bricks on it. So again, this is I just did this with watered down PVA. I just made some lumps on it first of all, and then I painted those, and then I put some of my rubble mix on it, and then I've just scattered these bricks across it as well, just to give it a bit of flavour. But then just squirted really watered down PVA over it, and it's been left to dry for the last 2 days. It's finally dry, but it's as solid as a rock. Right, where we are. So Little Wars TV, we're asking for ideas for the next campaign after the success of the Pyrrhic campaign. What would you like to see him do? I'd like to see him do a First World War campaign. Battle of Cambrai, there you go, just off the top of my head. First major use of tanks. See how far they go with that. You've only got one more? Good stuff. You just had a new intake of freshly graduated archaeologists. Almost feel bad as I wave them off to the trenches. Oh, they'll learn, Martin, they will learn. And then idiots like us stay in it. Earth Science Department at UCL never used to have lectures on Friday morning as we were all out on the last Thursday night. There you go. You and General Haig. Hey, he's my hero. Leave off him. Not Martin, General Haig. You're at UCL, John. I mean, got a few games in before CrackCon. Just stick in with the starter set and may add to it. That's a good idea. Just try. I think those kind of games probably seem to work better with those, with a small amount, like the Judge Dredd ones. What I'd like them to do is release some civilian figures for Judge Dredd, because there's some of the older ones from Warlord and a few others, but they haven't done any new ones. I'd like to see some of those. Nice, graduated from there with a BCS and PhD. We're back in the 90s. How did I spray the PVA? I don't, Todd. I use this little dropper bottle. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the liquid PVA, because I have got a liquid PVA in a sprayer bottle, and it doesn't work. Look, it's blocked up. I think Luke over at Geek Gaming Scenics talked about putting something, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like washing up liquid or something in there to keep it running, but I've found that it didn't work for me. So I just decanted it into this little, like I say, this little dropper bottle, and then you just basically just drop it on the stuff. It takes a bit longer obviously, but at least you can get it exactly where you want it, and just make sure it is really, really liquid. I mean, that's like, there's a load of water in that compared to the PVA, and that's just what I used. That's how I did it. Spray novels with PVA always goes wrong for me. Yeah, exactly, same here, Richard. It's just a simpler way of doing it, really. Yeah, drizzle it on, exactly. I think you'd be able to get these like at any, I don't know, hardware store or like cheap jack shops kind of thing, or you'll find them online. To be perfectly honest, you'll find it online. Sprue blender way makes very random rubble. Yeah, exactly. Little chips, 2 or 3 mil, up to 5 to 6. Okay, didn't realise it went down so small. I shall. I'll have a think about it, and I'll try some. Does it depend how long you leave it in the chopper for, or is it? Because I used to have a grinder, because I was going to make my own clump foliage out of a load of. There you go, pipette. I was going to make a clump foliage out of sponge, but I thought, why bother? I'll buy it. Throw money at somebody. Just shut up. Sell me your stuff. I couldn't be bothered to do it. But rubble is one of those things you can't really get hold of. Well, good looking rubble anyway. I had to make my own. Right, that's them. Block coloured, I think. Was there anything else on those that I needed to do? Don't think there was. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give them the old razzle dazzle with the Agrax, and then they'll be drying, and then tomorrow, Wednesday night, I can finish those off, I think, or at least the painting part of it, and then obviously I've got to do the basing and stuff. I'll be down the club on Thursday. James, are you going to be down on Thursday? I'll bring your thingy back if you want. Blood and Honour, Blood and Valour, whatever it's called, Blood and Valour. If you will be down there. Right, gotta go. Last 2 students here. Good luck with the Agrax, Alex. Don't need luck, not where we're going. Well, good luck with the students. Hope the seminar ends quick. Oh, what time are we on? 8:15. Okay, well, that's good timing. I'll get these finished off, and I think that'll be it for tonight, to be honest. There's not a huge amount more doing. Not this Thursday, I'm afraid. Meet those old friends for a beer. Okay, fair enough. I'll not bring it then. Looking forward to the P-Dot tutorial. Yeah, not going to happen, mate. Can't see it at 3 foot. You can't see it. I might do a tutorial, but it won't be a P-Dot tutorial. You're going to be waiting a long time. Not in 15 mil. Not on your Nelly. Right. Oh, I love this stuff. Agrax Earthshade is fantastic. Yeah, so this week we're playing what we're playing. What's this? Spearhead on the old Arctic Unliff rules. It's going to be interesting to see what they're like. I've known about them for years, but I've never played them myself. And his rules of crossfire are very good, so I expect these will be alright as well. I know they get played a lot. I think they were quite innovative for the time. I think they're also quite old as well. Well, I know they're quite old. So we'll see if they last the test of time. Yeah, another reason not to do the SS. Yeah, P. Dot. Yeah, exactly. Anyone recommend a book on Italian World War II in North and East Africa? I'm afraid I can't, Richard. It's something I know nothing about. It works for Kung Fu Release 2. I've just done 3 litre batch of rubble so far, so you always get the little chips, but the size of the rest depends on how you mix them. Cool. Spearhead is great fun. I was either a tactical genius or very lucky. Begs a question: are there armies you don't play because they're historical actions? Well, I don't have SS. I did a video about it a while ago. It was a response to Von Ketteringham. He was asking about it on his channel. I did do a response to it. I don't have any SS, largely because I just don't have them. But always felt a little bit uneasy about having them. But then I do have the Imperial Japanese Army, so you know you kind of. If I'm ever called to use the SS, like in Normandy and things, I'd basically just have normal Germans standing in for them. In 15mm, there's not a great amount of difference. But yeah, it's a bit of a minefield. Some people take umbrage at it when you say that you don't want to play a particular thing, which is what I got in the comments. It's like, well, it's my choice. Evening, Simon. I used to enjoy Armati by Artie Cunliffe. Yeah, he has. He does some good. He did some good stuff, didn't he? Like I say, Crossfire is an interesting set of rules. I've played it, but I've kind of played my mate's version of it. But it was basically the same. He'd rewritten it for moderns and near future, but the mechanics were exactly the same. So you kind of understand how the game works. The fact that you can move until you're spotted, or until something goes wrong, and I like that. Nice bit of friction. We love a bit of friction on this channel. Don't miss them. Is there a too soon question? Falklands, Ukraine, Iraq. When is the period okay? Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, again, I'm not interested in modern gaming for that reason, I guess. To me, Falklands is too soon, but it's 40 years ago. And when I started wargaming, the Second World War was 40 years ago. So it doesn't really work, does it? When you start putting it into sums. So I don't know. To me, I think there's a too soon. I saw there was a magazine that had been produced that had saying the front cover this month was Wargaming the war in Ukraine. It's like, Christ, let the bodies get cold. You know, I mean, all right, but you know they're still suffering at the moment. I feel particularly bad about wargaming that particular conflict. And again, I guess that's why I don't really do moderns so much, or at all, really. And also, as well, I work with a lot of veterans these days, so a lot of the lads are from Afghan and things like that, and yeah, a lot of moderns aren't that modern. Yeah, most moderns now just means anything post World War II, really, doesn't it? But you know, I don't know. It's interesting. If you lose with SS, it's good historical, and if you win, it's because your own tactical skill. Good point. You get modern and you get ultra model for stuff literally just happening. Yeah, that's true. There was a curious discussion on Upban and Northern Ireland on the chain of command thread. Seemed to get very emotional. Yes, exactly. Again, I know a lot of veterans who served in Northern Ireland, and you know it's still a hotbed of political discussion, isn't it? Which we'll not get into here, but I can understand why some people have certain qualms about it. So to me, I mean, you know, I've always thought the Second World War is historical. It's always been historical in in my lifetime, so to me that's kind of where the historical ends. Sitred did some good awesome what ifs on Ukraine last year before it actually happened. Yeah, that was pre-Ukraine. That's a bit different. Post-Ukraine is a different kettle of fish, I think. 25-year rule's good measure, if only because you don't know the full story. It's more recent than that. That is also true as well. Because again, I've said it before. I'm sure I've said it on streams, but like the Falklands War now is longer in time than when people like Don Featherstone and Charles Grant and all them started. Bruce Quarry started World War II wargaming. When they first started it, there was less than 25 years between them, between the war ending and then wargaming it. Whereas now, like I say, the Falklands is 40 years this year. So it's quite a time. And it's interesting. It's an interesting question. Working on some Ukrainians, undercoated a squad with tanks onto the 3D prints. Mostly as a riposte from my large Soviet army. That's fair enough. Spoke with the guys from Empress Miniatures and they reckon veterans are some of their biggest customers, which is quite surprising. That is surprising, yeah. 25 years is one generation. Yeah, thereabouts, isn't it? It feels strange to have game Afghanistan. You were there, but there you go. But I would watch a game. I think it really depends on the audience. Some veterans really like gaming things like Afghanistan and Iraq. Can't be a better time to represent it while it's in their minds. Well, that is also true as well. I think you do have to take into account people who were there and how they approach it, and what they think about it. Like Jonas just said there, he wouldn't mind it. Personally, I'd feel uneasy about it because I wasn't there, but I'm reasonably sure that some of the lads that I know who were there might also, they'd enjoy recreating actions they were involved with on the tabletop. So yes, it's an interesting topic for discussion, really, and one that I've never had a satisfactory answer to, which is good because it just keeps the topic going, doesn't it? In 40 years, what wargaming will we be wargaming then? In 40 years. Sorry, just concentrating, getting on in all the nooks and crannies on these machine gun teams. One generation is what I was thinking. Game of Vietnam was coming to its own. Yes, exactly. I mean, Vietnam was always around when I was started because I used to play body count, and I said just realised Vietnam. But it never seemed to have been lumped in with moderns, has it? It's always been its own wargaming genre, if you know what I mean. And I've certainly played games of Vietnam, and I've got Charlie Don't Surf and things like that. I've just never got around to getting figures for them. I even got the Chain of Command version of it for DMZ. I'll look. Don't do World War One Western Front. Other fronts, no problem. Battlefields into fields of tombstones. It's France. Too much for you. Well, if you're happy to play Normandy, then you should be happy to play the Western Front. There's more casualties per day in Normandy than there were on the Somme. It's just about sizes of armies. I'm more than happy to play the First World War. And you think it's about love? Silly African miniatures with bones in the noses is still offensive many years on. Absolutely. 6mm Imogen River game this year was ace. Yeah. I guess a bit depends on whether you want a game based on a perception or belief of what happened rather than what might be historically accurate. Yeah. Are we getting into the fantasy realm there? I guess. Index, I'm not sure. Yeah, I suppose it depends what you're wanting to do with the game, as much as anything else, isn't it? I mean, it's you know, the further back you go, the less likely you are to be affected by it. It's interesting what Mike was saying on the PCP yesterday about not wargaming the Mormon Wars. Now, you know, from my point of view, I don't think I'd have much of a problem with it. I kind of understand his reticence, but it's only like gaming any other war of that period, whenever they were. But yeah, is it because it's a relatively marginalised community in America? As long as we remember to respect those who died during the wars, I don't see an issue with the recreation in miniatures. Yeah, that's also true as well. But then that kind of goes for both sides, which I guess modern wars, it makes it a bit more difficult. You know, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, for example. So it's like, you know, politically, it can be a bit of a minefield as well, I think. You know, these are it's just thoughts, innit? But then you could argue, well, then, you know, the French Indian Wars are practically the same thing, you know, but still people are happy to play them. There's you know, where do you stop? When do you stop? You can always go down the imagination route. That's true, absolutely. There is that. There's nothing stopping you doing it. There's also fantasy. I mean, you know, that's pretty much the reason it's there, isn't it? You know, fantasy stuff. I mean, who cares about orcs getting killed? You know. So yeah, there's if things do bother you, there's always ways around it. It doesn't have to be. I think even Charles Grant's Battle, although it's Second World War wargaming using Second World War figures, it doesn't actually say that it is Second World War. So you could even say that is imaginations. It's just a modern imaginations. It doesn't have to be 18th century imaginations like Henry Hyde does. It can be. It can still be modern. You just have different figures. Again, you know, you're still using the things of the time, the toys of the time, but in a different way. Orcs are people too, indeed. So yeah, there's, for people feeling uneasy about stuff, I think it's something as well that, you know, it occurs to computer games as well. I remember when was it Medal of Honor or one of those first person shooters came out for the Second World War, the first one. Can't remember what it was called. There was a bit of a hue and cry about it being, you know, is it lacking taste or anything like that? I don't know. And nowadays it's just another game, isn't it, that people play. Right, that's them done. My wife will barely do anything historical, sci-fi, fantasy. Peter Pig's AK-47 is a great example. Yeah, exactly. That's all fine. Historical, no. Yeah, I seem to recall maybe Featherstone scenarios based on red and blues side rather than specifics. Yeah, Medal of Honor, there you go. It was the first one, wasn't it, Simon, the Medal of Honor? Sure it was. But yeah, so it's always been around, these kind of conversations and things, haven't they? They always have some interest. Right, that's them all ag-raxed up anyway, back in the real world. The real world of 15mm figures. So that's all them sorted. They will now dry overnight, and then it's probably about another hour's worth of work on those tomorrow to finish them off. Now I'll just obviously have to do the bases and stuff, but they are practically done. So that's all the Germans done, and I can start on the Soviets then. That was good. Cannon fodder, yeah, God, PC game when every one of your men got killed. Got a grey stone of start screen. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, the first one that you ever played. Yeah, God, yeah, cannon fodder. That was that caused a lot of upset, didn't it, at the time? And that was way back when. That was like when PCs were rarely in people's houses. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. I shall call it a night on that. Thanks everybody for watching. Tiny's still up there. She's asleep. She won't come down to say hello, so that's her problem. Don't know if you can see her or not. I'll point her out to you. She's sat up there, right behind me, on my boxes. So that's where she is, and that's where I am. And I will say good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, do subscribe. I'm sure you probably all are subscribed at this point if you're watching anyway. And have a good night, everybody, and keep your wet pallets wet.